No kid, no one has a mic. Thank God. Sounds like the same kid. Sounds like the same kid. PlayStation Maintenance is coming soon. Who cares? Like, PlayStation sucks.
Nothing like a little trip down the blood-splattered highway of memory. The shimmer of crimson on the pavement. The terrified screams of agony.
Back in the day, way back in the day when PlayStation 3 used to come out, PlayStation would have maintenance. Downtime, maintenance. Well, PlayStation's having a maintenance problem tonight. Good old PlayStation have maintenance problems. I was even talking about that yesterday. Wow.
Oh, leave that silly little robot alone. He is not part of the official props list. Enjoying the thrills and chills of Spaceland.
If it isn't the one, the only Willard Master of Name. I'd say long time no see, but what's
time will tell us.
Right you are, but perhaps the
Is that right? Well, I know just a song to play for the occasion.
somehow I knew you would.
Middle road, as we knew it, I feel fine, baby. Oh yeah. There's always one person in my chat room. It's just weird. Crazy enough to know that. And they probably don't see the title and they're like, oh, this person has PlayStation Maintenance. And they're like, wait, PlayStation Maintenance. I should have figured out, like, the time. I think it's 9:30 to 14:30 or something like that. The downtime is 9:30 to. I don't know what where they're at, like what time. But I was reading up on like the PlayStation networks and all that. I was pretty shocked at what we did yesterday. If people were like, the reason why I had the PlayStation Network on my thing on the says maintenance is because I was reading up on, because some PlayStation areas are going down for maintenance, and I was reading up on it. I don't know if like IGN or any other place has it on there, but there's a website that maintains that whole information there. They usually are probably about 75 to 85% right on their maintenance. So if there was a maintenance, and then someone says, "Oh, there's maintenance tonight or tomorrow," it could happen between today, August 3rd, and between tomorrow, August 4th. And people are like, "Wait, it's only August 2nd." Well, see, the difference is, one's nighttime. I usually count it just another day, the next day. That's what I do. I always do that. Usually I can't see there in the darkness right here. The teddy bear's there. That's why I throw grenades there. Hey, there's a teddy bear right. There's like a little like this back there, and he's sitting right about here. So if you guys ever want to know why I do that, and wow, I got, what the hell? I got bounced. I got bounced there. Couldn't go down here. I went down. Like I know there was a couple coming this way, but I couldn't, like right here is where I got stuck at. And I was explaining why I throw a grenade here, because there's always a teddy bear right there. Right where I'm gonna shoot, right there. Please don't dare. It's not because of part of the Easter egg or something like that. Well, they already opened up all the doors. The only time they do maintenance, and the reason why they did maintenance for PlayStation, is because of they could kick everybody off. They can kick everybody off their regular firmware. And when you get kicked off, then you have to basically when the servers come back on for PlayStation, then you would have to update your system to log into the servers, and that means most people would have like jailbroken PlayStations or something like that. It avoids that whole situation. So prior to maintenance will be a mandatory situation. So if anybody want to know why the PlayStation is going down, it's because of maintenance. Maintenance. PlayStation maintenance going down. Going down. Don't sit there and say, oh, your PlayStation went down, I don't know why. The website is called blah 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 blah. What is the website called? Hold on. PSU.com. PSU.com. It says PlayStation downtime confirmed. Sony scheduled brief maintenance periods on August 3rd and 4th. And it says burst upon PlayStation will go down on August 3rd at 9:30 to 14:30. Again at 9:30, 1700 on August 4th. The maintenance periods will impact on PlayStation 4 and 5 users, and some features will not be able to. No. Sony has typically announced scheduled maintenance for the port back as PlayStation 3 days. Pretty nice. I think it is nice. I remember those days back in the day on the PS3 days. Good old PlayStation 3 days. Remember those days, guys? Where you'd walk in, go home, and then all of a sudden you'd log into PlayStation. When you log in, the very first thing that when you log in, it'll give you like a little gray spot that says PlayStation between this time and this time will be down. I don't know if some PlayStations were like it had. Mine was up in the corner when it used to say PlayStation will go down and like that time, and be like, okay, cool. So hopefully you guys know PlayStation networks are going down. Even if it conflicts to anything like that, if it's PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. If I have PlayStation 3, I can just pop the PS3 on and play it that way. PS4, pop it on. Okay. So, if you guys want to know, PlayStation is going down. I don't know if it's going to be on the PS4. It says PS5 so far and PS3. But that doesn't mean anything. Whoa. That's loud. I didn't mean to do that. That's 100% loud. People are like, wait, what are you talking about? That is loud. I should do my bounty. I didn't get that one done. I did that one.
Like, where the hell are we?
I think we're somehow inside the film. Zombies in Spaceland. Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick, yo.
I know, right? Your clothes. My clothes.
Okay, you dweebs better get it together. Think we got more company.
You hear people talking about getting second chances. Those comebacks, if you will. Sometimes in life you get a chance to do things again, and this time around you learned a thing or two. It's what we do in those moments that can define us.
Someone's broadcasting in the park. Yo, whoever that was might be stuck here too.
For all we know, it's just some lame-ass recording. I'm not a
Maybe I should see.
Hey, what are you waiting for? Let's go find this brother.
Maybe I should hook up the
I
PlayStation
can
3.
kiss you. But
Hook up that PlayStation 3. Do War at War. And hook it up to see if it goes to my computer. I would love to see that again. I have old videos of me on the PlayStation 3. Yeah. Like way back in the day. Way back in the day. I think the videos. If you guys really want to know like the YouTube videos and everything else, there's like a couple YouTube videos that I'm on that are actually still there to this day. They're from like 10 years ago to like 12 years ago. There's like, I think it's called X. I think it's XXTNT. XXTNT. Hold on.
Maybe he just wants to kill us. If we can really work together, we can find out.
Teddy bear. It's called XX or X TNT Productions X. It might even be X something Productions, TNT Productions. Way back in the day, when I started doing like all the like streaming, all that music streaming and everything else, my radio's in the background. And my radio station was in the background of those. So I know it's all terrible. Plus I was trying to screen cap my PlayStation 3. And this was back in the day. This was when the PS3 started coming out towards like from different ways of, I don't know how to explain it a little bit better. Be like, there was only two ways to cap or film cap the PlayStation 3 with the screen cap or a caption card. And when you have a caption card that wasn't really working correctly at that time, because it was Windows. I think I played with Windows 8 or Windows 7. I think it was Windows 7 when I screen capped that. I think it was definitely Windows 8 7. I never messed with Windows 8. So if you ever want to see like a video of me running around like on MW3, or was it MW3 or MW2? I don't know which one it was. I think there was MW2 is called the specialist part of it, where you had like you run really fast. And then, as soon as you get up in the plane, then you can get in the plane and you can stay there. But who knows? Technology back then wasn't that great. If the PlayStation goes down, if this goes down, I wouldn't mind going on the PS3, like I said. Going on the PS3 and just flying around on war, just like, I wouldn't be cheating, I wouldn't be doing anything that would be glitching or something to exploit the game. It's me on offline mode, going around and spinning around, no clipping through the map. And if you're destructing or destroying something in a public lobby or earning something, that's cheating, which wasn't cheating, which I wouldn't be cheating. Because, one, there's nothing you earn on War at War. And even if someone earned the leaderboard situation, they've been hacked up badly since the very first time someone made mods on it or hacked. And I don't really remember what kind of hacks I had on there, but I'm hoping I can get on there and maybe see what I have. I think I have bad DVRRs. I forget what it was called. Everyone, the funny thing about it, hold on. Okay. The funny thing about when people played like War at War back in the day, it was mostly USB mods, and people would have like little notebooks, little things that were attached to. That was the funniest thing. Watching people go in there and say that they were glitching and they knew how to glitch, and I was laughing so bad. They would no clip. They would use those. Or I need a drink. They would use those USB mods and saying that they were hacking or glitching and things like that, and it would be funny as hell. So.
See this? I got something for y'all. I just found a robot's head. Anyone seen a headless robot around here?
So most of the time, whenever someone said they have mods or something like that, I would wait until it showed up on the corner or on the bottom. They would say, "Thank you for using this mod menu," or "Thank you for using that." You'd see the spam or the crappiness of it. You'd see like YouTube channels and all that stuff. And I would laugh at those people. And then as soon as the person would come on there, they'd fly around with their MP40, run around the map with God mode and everything else, just shooting everybody else. And then all you see was dogs. As soon as they got like the 10 or 11 kills, I would pick them up. I didn't have to be near them. I would just go up to their name. I would open up the mod menu, go up to their name, put them outside the map. Just put them outside the map. They wouldn't be able to move anywhere. You would hear them sit there and say, "Where am I? Why can't I move?" I would disable the mod menus from them. I would do that. I would disable their mod menu because I don't like. The difference is, I wasn't really a person that was cheating on War at War. I was actually helping people. I wasn't using my mod menu to like be mean and evil to people. That's what I would do. Like
I guess I got y'all if it rains, man. I can't think of anything else to do with this umbrella. What else are we supposed to do with this damn thing anyway? Huh?
if someone, like say someone wanted to get to 10th prestige but they didn't want to really play, I would say, hey, I would help you, but then the difference is I would help you get to 9th prestige and help them out, like, you know, or if someone was, like I said, if someone was hacking to the point that they were flying around, I would completely stop them in their track before they do anything harmless to people, like. And then, if people wanted to play with the mod menu, I think it was called co-hosting. I think it was called co-hosting back in the day. You'd be able to let them co-host on the mod menu, and you'd let them fly around and all that stuff. And I would let that. I would go like into a hold on. Like I would let them go to their own like. I would give them the mod menu, but it would be. It's called infected or infections or something like that, and give them the mod menu. But I would tell them not to like be destroying like tons and tons of people at a time. But that was back in the day. Like. I think the only place that you couldn't really jailbreak or you'd get caught more because they did like the eboot.bin file with the. I mean, you could have done it, but the chances are, like Black Ops 2. Hold on. Black Ops 2 wasn't really, like, they were really mean about cheating and people cheating. And I think the last time that you were allowed to go and do whatever you want to do was that point. And I'm waiting for him to stop talking. 777, look at that. 777. Okay. I know you can find the eboot.bin file. An anti-cheat one that would, permanently help you out on Black Ops 3. But the difference is, they still can trace you on that stuff, so I never used any of that stuff. The only game I really wanted to see that stuff and the only reason why I wanted to do that stuff was because of the zombie part of it. That was the only reason why. That's the only reason why I get outside the map on here. I'm not really caring about what people do out in the maps. Like last night, if you watched the video, some guy was up here, right up here. I didn't care what he was doing. Because knowing anywhere he was jumping at, he was going to get stuck. And usually what happens when you get stuck, you leave the game. Right?
You've met our lovely Spaceland mascot, Groot. He enjoys quiet strolls through the park and ripping arms from door shows. I hope your first date is a good one.
So, that's why I don't really make anything a big deal anymore. Even whenever people used to come in, open up the doors, and leave, I don't make a difference because after so many years, this game gets so old. There's not too many people that are going to actually keep on playing this game. And that's sad, but that's what the truth is. Even when it's on the PS5, you still play it on the PS5, I still think this game's not gonna last that long. Yeah, I didn't take a hit on that one.
Now, lyrically speaking, you're falling flat. This ain't how you rock the mic, son.
Okay.
Check yourself before you wreck
So,
yourself, kid.
the reason why I always had mod menus and all that other stuff, or jailbroken PS3, was because of before the transponders and everything, the only way you can get outside the map is you gotta find out like a back hole to it. Back holes were like you'd stay in the corner and the zombie can actually knock you inside the map, or in the fishing hut. If you go over to the fishing hut,
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, kid.
you go to the fishing hut and you go all the way in the back of the fishing hut. You have the zombie double tap you really fast, and you have to double tap the X. When you double tap the X, the zombie will knock you up out of the map, out of the rooftop, up to the top of the rooftop, and then push you right out. But that wasn't really fun because those were always on YouTube. The difference is when you had a mod menu, you just automatically do it in spawn. Just go in the spawn, you just knock yourself right outside the map. When you touch on, I think it's on Shangri-La. No, it wasn't Shangri-La. What is that one? Shayla Numa? Yeah, Shayla Numa. Which one? Wait, Shangri-La was the one with you had to run through spikes and all that. And then there was a mud place and all that. And then the monkeys would actually take your perks away and all that. Ugh, I hated that map. I never really liked that map. Not because of... It was just... I just think it was just too small. It's just very too small for me, like, when it comes down to... Like... And then you'd go through that pathway, and then it'd be like a swamp, kind of, and it'd slow you down. And then by the time someone runs through it, and you don't even know, usually you're like, walking very slowly. And trying to get away from it, and then the Inferno guy's coming behind you. And then the one dude's running off with the baby maker, and it was just so bad. I didn't like Shangri-La. Shayla Numa. Shayla Numa was the one was the fishing hut. Where you touch the phone, the red phone up in the top part of the corner, and you hit it, dial tone, and then hit it again, it would play for one. The rock one where it splits up two teams. I forget. There's a way you can pop zombies in Varrock. If one person goes down, where in the meat room, I think it's called the meat room or the meat cleaver room, and someone goes down, then by where the Speak Cola is, that's where everyone sat at, and all the zombies would circle around where the one guy went down. I forget what that was. Untoken. The how to You had one up top. The very first map, you go up top, you have one person go up top while the other two stay in one corner. You can have the zombies being one side of the room. And there's like a little piece of dirt, and you get up like in a corner, like there's like a piece of rock, and you just go up against the corner, and back there, and just go like that. And it's up top. It's up top. I know everything about every single map on War at War. And it's not because of, you know, I just remember every single thing. Every time I think of War at War, and then someone says, what's how you get to this map? How do you get to this map? How you know, what's the best cheat codes or cheat things that you can do on here? I mean, if someone wanted to know it, I would tell them, but man, that was War at War was fun. The Black Ops 1 version of Shayla Nima, you had to go where the phone, where you turn on the phone and hit the square button on the phone. There's a corner that you lay down on the corner, and if you get so much momentum that the zombie will kick you right outside the map, and then by the time you go outside the map, you're actually swimming underneath it. And then you go like it's like a very, like a seat kind of, sort of. Like, say this was the thing, you'll see like a big tree, and then you just keep on going. Then you'll see like a little, like, hilltop kind of, sort of, you'll just keep on going, like, flying through. Well, you would swim through it, and you use like a hilltop like this, and you just walk out. And then you'd be right near the fishing hut. And then you jump up on top of the rooftop. And then someone else would jump up the rooftop and go into the fishing hut without opening up the door. And then basically the guy that's up in the rooftop can actually use the trap up there, while the other persons can shoot up in the fishing hut. Because there was a couple, I think there was a gun right next to it. The zombie factory. Now there's two glitches on Zombie Factory. The Rise, or the Reese, yeah, it's called Reese. The Rise, the Zombie Factory. If you left the one side closed, you have one guy on one side and the other guy on the other side, the zombies would stay up in the mainframe area. How to basically just stay there. Okay, the second glitch would be where, I think it was called A1 teleporter. The A1 teleporter, you could still do it on, your step area, and you jump very fast. But if you had, like, I think you can only do it on Black Ops 1, the way, I mean, you could do it on War at War. But on Black Ops 1, you would have to get something light, like a tactical knife, or the ballistic knife, and then run and jump. Do like a strafe jump, straight up. And that's the room, the teleporter room. And then, Transit's on Black Ops 2, right? Yeah, Transit's on Black Ops 2. And what you do is, this was a round skip. I don't know if it's still around, it might be still around. There was actually two round skips, but the one round skip was already patched at the very beginning. where one dude would have to go all the way over to the diner. He'd run up to the diner, open up the doors, while the other people stayed in the main area. And you were the door that you had to, like, not to buy it at the main area. You use that fan to open up. Basically, that's the room that you stay. And everyone stay up in one corner. The one dude would come up after he opened up the diner room. He would run all the way back, and it'd be a round skip. The second round skip had to do with the electricity guy. And you had to run the electricity guy, and it was kind of hard, but not hard enough to do it. I don't know what the electricity guy was called. I know it was called something weird. You couldn't ride the bus. Don't ride the bus whatsoever. You had to take the electricity guy from the very beginning, all the way at the very beginning of the map. Yeah, it was stupid. I don't know why I didn't understand that either. Take him into the bus station area, inside the building, circle him around for like a minute. And that was pretty kind of uncommon for some reason. I think he had electrified something, like electrified his phone or something like that. And then you take him all the way around the town. And you cannot, and this is one thing, you cannot, and I know it's like, how can you not do it? You cannot go too far from the electricity guy. You gotta be right next to him or close to him. I don't know if it still works, but the difference is, you gotta make it all the way to, like, you gotta go backwards, like, all the way back. You gotta go from the town or the bank, and you gotta go all the way around, all the way over to, like, the farm, past the bus station again. And then where the bank is, if you get it, if you have the bank open, and where the bank is, and you go over to where you go downstairs to the Pack-a-Punch area, you get the electricity guy there, and you get all 3 Unions guys, or all 4 Unions guys, or all 2 Unions guys. Kill the electricity guy. Do not build the Pack-a-Punch machine. You stay right there in that corner where the Pack-a-Punch machine is, and it will start round skipping. I don't know if it ever got fixed. It might not, because that was just a weird one, round skips. A round skip is where you can go in one spot, hibernate in one spot like this, and it will just round skip, round skip, round skip. You wouldn't see no zombies spawning whatsoever. You wouldn't see no zombies round skipping. I thought it was cool at one time at first. The hell? But even if I told you guys round skip was there and everything else, you guys wouldn't do it because it's old, outdated, and everything else. I remember. And this is the weirdest thing. I remember doing. I did it once or twice, but you know, because I was just having a great old time. I would play zombies. I'd build a shield, and in the tunnel area, there was a spot that you can put the shield down on the ground and place it down there, and the zombies would be just on the bottom part of the tunnel area, where no zombies would come up to you and actually hit you. I didn't do it very often. I just did it because, you know, just because I was bored or I had to go to the bathroom or things like that. Because you couldn't do anything, couldn't pause the video or something like that, and when it comes down. That person's gonna die, and I'm gonna die. I don't really want to go far away from this game that much. I say 2 more rounds, or probably that's it.
Yeah, that was dope.
I mean, see, the difference is I can understand what a glitch is if you could portray the glitch as much as it. This right here could be considered as a glitch, but then the difference is it could be a holding AFK spot so you can go to the bathroom, so you cannot pause the game. And even if they, like, say, any of like the company said, well, you can't do that, won't you leave the game and have, well, as of right now, no one can join the game because it's closed. After a certain amount of rounds, you can't join the game. So someone said, well, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. There's a thin line of this game that would actually defeat the purpose of even having anything or get banned from this game. They cannot do that. Or they would have to fix the whole game, or, and I love the last part of it, they would have to fix the AFK spot where you get kicked out no matter if you're sitting here for 30 seconds on round 16 or 30 seconds on round 27. Because emotionally and physically, not too many people can actually hold their bladder to the point that they could play a 3-hour game. You're not gonna be sitting there like, yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom, but 3 hours later. Okay. So when I sit in the AFK spots like that, it's a different story. You wanna see? I'm waiting. This is what I'm gonna do. What, 3? See, I'm letting all the zombies spawn in. Now they're gonna go around to the box. You know what's gonna happen. One of them is gonna go down. 3, 2. Told you. Not because I told you, or even if he's on low. It just, when someone has fire sale, what's the very first thing that they're going to go for? They're at newbie status, which they are. Their very first thing is going straight to that box and trying to get a better weapon. They don't have enough perks to not to. No, this is SMG. So someone said you used to cheat on War and Black Ops 1 and all that other stuff. Only in zombies. And the war part was both. War would like be just like multiplayer in that point, but though I was, like I said, I helped a whole bunch of people out. I wasn't like, I don't know how to like say that when it comes down to helping out. It would just be like if they need a prestige level or someone might have locked up their account and they're like they're messed up and they have to get to like prestige level 7 they were, and someone put them to prestige 10 and they didn't want to get hacked or something like that, I'd fix it. If people wanted to play in multiplayer on War and you had really good true hacks or true run menus, you can actually insert zombies while playing multiplayer. And there were some people that took advantage of it to the point that they were playing like zombie forts, things like that. I just had the whole like the zombies, as soon as I entered the game, the zombies would come out of the ground or in somewhere. I really don't remember mine was. Like, some people would actually use, like, hidden treasures. I think it was called Hidden Treasure 1. I think there was one, like, I think it was called Hidden Treasures, and I think then it was changed to Hidden Gold or something. There was a Phoenix mods. Phoenix mods were the ones that you'd run from the computer, FTP from your computer to your PlayStation 3, and using those kind of ways. Sprinix, SPRINX, and that's how you ran. Sometimes you ran mods that direction from the PS3 to your computer to your. You could turn on and turn off some mods. I remember doing that a lot. I think I still have the console API on the, it was called console API, something like that. I forget what it was called. It's on my computer, still on there to this day, still there.
Move it to the beat, baby.
Dead. Or I know there's Black Ops 2 ones, but I never used them. I really, like I said, there was the what was called GSC mod menus, and the GSC mod menus, I really didn't care about them. They weren't like, you had to inject your PlayStation 3 every single time. It was just like a USB mod. And then you had to make sure your USB or whatever it was called hooked up correctly from the PS3 to your to your PC. I just never, I think I only used it one time and I said, stupid. The most people that use those kind of mod menus on the Black Ops 2 always put like, they start building stuff like forts and things like that. Stupid. They would use like tanks and build up on tanks and put them up in higher levels. That one with the aircraft, there was a map called the aircraft or something, or you're on like a carrier. I think it was called carrier. Most people would actually take their airplanes and actually build like little forts out of the aircraft. I don't think, I never really had fun with the GSC mod menus. I think I only used them one time, and I never once after that really cared about it. Really didn't really homebrew too much. Homebrew or getting games there and there. And even if you could find a game and find a game and put it on the PlayStation 3, it would need an update, the patch, and you would have to have a legit patch to it, and you couldn't find a patch because the patch wouldn't be released under terms, agreements, and all that other stuff. It'd be stupid. So no, the homebrew was stupid towards that way. I mean, you could homebrew, or you can actually download games, but some people would be like, oh, but it would be like from like the Sega Genesis and be like what was it called, Nintendo 64. What was it called? What was the other one called? What the hell is the NV4 on this map? Oh, the NV4 is on that map. Over here. I'm not picking that guy up. Which NV4 do I have? Okay. Prophecies. I'm like, I ran past it. I'm like thinking I'm telling these guys a story about the GSCs and homebrew and everything else. And then I'm like, where the hell's NV4? NV4. I'm trying to think how the GSC spawn menus or injecting from the PC to your PS3 was the lousiest thing. Even if it was a connection towards that way, if you lost your connection from the PC to the PS3, you lose all your mods and you have to restart your PlayStation up and everything else. It was a whole thing, and I really didn't like that part either. Like I said, there was only probably one time or two times I actually used it. It wasn't that great. And then every time you wanted to use it, you actually had to use, like I said, eboot.binfile with the and you had to use a lower one, like 1.14 or something like that. I think right now they're at 1.19 e-boot bin file. I don't know where it's like at, I don't know, I don't remember. I remember it was like 1.111 and it went from 1.111 to you guys think I can get that person up there? Think I can do it?
Pop till you drop, suckers.
But it was kind of really funny when everyone started getting USB mod menus. I think that was the funniest thing. Most people would actually use USB mods and be like, "Look, I could fly around, and you can't touch me." It'd be so hilarious on War at War. People would sit there and like run around the whole time. And almost every percentage, like you would go to every single game, it'd be so hacked up. It would be so badly messed up. Lay down.
That's just the hood version of fast travel.
I think. What else was more funnier? I'm not gonna let them die this time. Oh, I was gonna die, I just didn't want to die right there. I was gonna see if he could live. And he kept on going down so many times. I know we ain't gonna survive. He's actually trying to get me out. You know I'm doing that on purpose, right? Because even if they pick me up, I have to get him up, and then I get him up, and it's a whole story on that one. Picking him up, picking this person up. I'm just doing it on purpose. Okay, I was talking about mod menus and everything else. I was talking about USB mods, GSEs mods, and all that other stuff. Everyone would go on YouTube and everything else and go on there and be like, yeah, I downloaded USB mods and put my little, what is it called? Save data or whatever it's called. The save data. I think that was what it was. And then you use Notepad and things like that. And I'd be like, why would anybody want to do that? That was funny. People that would sit there and actually they would try to mod menu and have all the mod menus on there, and instead of FTP in their PlayStation 3, getting into it and then open the folder and putting the file into the folder. That's it. And then people are like, I'm scared to open up my PlayStation, I'm scared to do it. I opened my PlayStation up. I E3 flasher. I used the E3 flasher and it flashed the crap out of it. there was what was called KM. The thing was called the KM firmware 3.515, I think was called. I think the very first one was 3.15. People would have their firmware, their jailbroken firmware at 3.15. And then when people got on the bandwagon of jailbreaking their PlayStation, it was 3.55 or something like that. I think it was 3.55 that people would jailbreak their PlayStations on that way. But if you had the early version of jailbroken PlayStation and you know how to jailbreak, you'd go to 3.15. I knew people were going to say that's not the truth because they didn't have a jailbreak out there back in the day. Actually, it did. It just wasn't a stable one. It wasn't stable to like 3.55 was, where you can just download it, put on USB and straight in there, have it flash the firmware that way. That's what a lot of people did. You had to use the wires. You had to actually use a wire, and you had to use a secondary wire. A secondary wire attached to a component.
Let's see if you and Brute can hit it off better this
I would have to get the little pamphlet or booklet out, whatever I had. I think I wrote it all down on a piece of paper, saying like what the solder and everything else. How to solder this, how to solder this. Then I think it went to 3.55, and then it went to hot swap. Hot swap was you could change your firmware and change it onto like a hard drive or something like that. I forget. I don't remember some of that. I really don't remember half of this stuff. Not because I don't remember it, just because of it's outdated towards the point that anybody would want to even think about doing the 3.55. You can still downgrade your PlayStation. You just gotta peek and poke. And if you don't know how to peek and poke, or all that other stuff, or cash out, and what's the other one that they L2? What's that called? L2. What's that called? Hit. Bumper hit. I think it's called bumper. L2 bumper hit. But you had to hold L2, and then hit the bumper. There was a different key that you had to hit. It's almost like the Q&A. Oh man, I loved jailbreaking PlayStation. Like it would fascinate you. Not like in theory, the people who actually did all that jailbreaking and all that and figured all that stuff out, but actually really put the numbers together and did all the coding. Even if PlayStation wouldn't let them do that and things like that, their code should have been stronger. That's the one thing I always say. If someone can maintain their stuff in there, point A to point B, then they should have a stronger coder. Then you didn't never hire the right person. Any computer company, anybody does that stuff. if you don't have a stronger code or a stronger bond to it, it's like glue. It's almost just like glue. You have to have it strong. If you have it soft, then it's always going to be hard. It's always going to be something wrong with that hack. You know, something. I really don't see it as anything as a person could do. You know, someone say, "Well, what do you mean someone can do or not do?" Well, if someone can code a hack into it or code in something, then the person who did all that and found out that there was an opening would have been perfect to actually have to make the stringer the string of code more stronger. If I ran a computer company, I would want hackers to go towards it or go into it and see, and then basically be like, okay, cool. And if they found like a loose hole towards it, like cool, okay, then you know. See, I would have that opportunity to hire those people. Be like, yeah, I'd hire them because they would be finding more patches, and then they would help code more and more and more, make it more stronger. And that was the bad thing about things good. I just see like, you know, the purpose and the under purpose. Oh, why did I start to say that? Well, because I started talking about the PlayStation Network going down tonight or later on today. It's going to go down anytime between the 3rd and 4th. I was reading up on how the servers are going to be going down. It might be PlayStation 3, it might be PlayStation 4, it might be PlayStation 5, because that's what I was reading up on. I just don't know. It's PlayStation Maintenance. That means...
Hey, don't scuff the kicks, baby.
That means two things that will happen with the PlayStation Maintenance. One, it'll kick everybody out. Two, when you log in or try to log into the PlayStation Network, it will say, hey, so this is what happens. It will say, hey, do you want to go on the PlayStation Network? You got to download the firmware. You got a jailbroken PlayStation? You can't join or log in. So, no, this would be mandatory. And that's how they get you. Yeah. I know he was going down, and I know she's probably going to go down, the one that's playing Sally. There. Yeah, so he's going down now.
Yeah, that was dope.
Oh, I did that one. You have earned enough keys to purchase 100 worth of supply shops? Really? I earned 100 of them? Really? Hold on. Okay.